Well, hello everyone, and welcome. By golly, I hope everybody's doing okay this morning, and y'all please keep all the people in your prayers out there in the Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and West Georgia. I got a friend of mine that's over there at Augusta right now working, and apparently they don't have a cell signal because I tried to call him last night, and he had met a guy that had drove right about 70 miles from there to get gas. I mean, that's just how bad it is. There's just no electricity down there yet. So that's in Georgia. And of course, I know that the Tennessee and the Carolinas, with all the water and the floods, it's much worse. But, you know, we've had a lot of strange events happen in the last 2 weeks. And at the end of my video, if I can remember, I'll go over. But first, let's get to the lap steel guitar at hand. All right, just as that being said, everybody should know what month it is. It's October, and I bet if I ask Speedy or Al, they can tell you what's about to happen. We're going to retune the guitar, and boom, we're going to play some spooky lap steel guitar. Now, I've dropped mine down to a D tuning. I've also got a canyon pedal on a shimmer effect, but the key to it is the tuning, so I'm going to put it down here. Listen how it's going to sound when I go all the way across. I skipped the F sharp string on purpose, which is 1, 2, 3 string, but listen at this. What it is, we in a minor. So to tune it like this, you can either do it in open E, open G, or open D. I just dropped it down to a D because I wanted that darker thumping bass. All right, tune it right here, right behind it. It's a D, big string there, then an A, then another D, and this next string, which would normally be a F sharp, I tuned it to a F. So D, A, D, F, and then the next string is an A and a D. So, what it is a minor tuning. So I'm playing in D minor. Right there's the chord. Or right here on the 12th fret. So we'll go from here to a B. We go 12th fret, 7th fret, which it's not a B no more. Let's see what that is. That'd be a G or a A. Let's see. Anyway, we'll go to the 7th fret, and cause my A would normally be here, and I guess that would make it an A, so that's what it is. See how I'm playing it by going across, then double picking. I don't lift. You could, but I love that squeaking sound we get. Now we're gonna go up to the 10th fret, but we're gonna pause at the 9th. 5th fret. There's an F at the first fret, or it would have been an F. Now it would be a D sharp. when you get that going, if you want to loop it and play some music over, use that F string, that third string, 1, 2, 3, and open the. See, I'm going 2 and 4. I'm doing a lot of pulling back. That's a ghost sound, and I usually put that in over a track that I'm doing when I'm playing. I'll just come up here. Or you can go either way. Halloween making music, good sing over too. I mean, I'm creating a little song, and you can play that thing in different tempos now. All right, that's just a medium tempo. Let's go faster. That time when I was on the 5th fret, instead of going down to the 1st fret, I went up here to the 13th fret, which is the same chord but a different higher octave. play it any way you like, make it your own. Your strumming patterns. Now, I'm sometimes double strip stringing. That's hitting strings 1 and 2. And kind of raking across. So that's 3 strings, 3 strings, 3. See how you pause? That you'll get something out of this lesson. Get out there, and it don't matter if you're in the old me, just tune that third string, 1, 2, 3, down 1/2 step. If you tuned in a G sharp, tune it to a G. If you tuned it in a F sharp, tune it to a F. That's all you have to do, change 1 string. Just a different tune. A lot of songs in this tuning that you can bring out. All right, so we've done the lap steel and all that, and I told you at the start of the video I was going to tell you about the craziest stuff that's going on around the world that I've seen in the last 2 weeks. And I mean, it's beginning to look intentional instead of accidental, but I don't know. Maybe people ain't got enough sense they having accidents and all that. But anyway, the hurricane come through Georgia here, and it was like this, and it covered nearby the whole state of Georgia. Well, where I'm at's right in the center of Georgia on Interstate 75, so the eye wall that was in the front come directly over me. And so we was getting wind for just I'd say 10 minutes or so. Not real hard, because we was on the eye. Now, the people on the right side that was in that hurricane got hit the hardest, and then the left side, because it was spinning I think counterclockwise. Seems like all hurricanes go counterclockwise. That's right. Anyway, so we had a wind, and then after that, and the rain, we got a huge amount of rain. And then all of a sudden, when we was in the eye, you could look up and see the stars. That was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it actually opened up, and you could look either all the way around and see the darkness and the storm. But right there in the eye, we was getting a little bit of rain, not too much. Then the back end come over us, and same effect, we had the wind and the rain. And then as it went up, of course, it was still rotating, but we got hardly no wind out of the backside, but downpouring rain. I've never seen it rain so hard in my life. I think we ended up with about 7 or 8 inches of rain. I had dug a hole and made me a fire pit down in the hole where I was burning a bunch of limbs that fell with the backhoe now, so it's deep as my waist. By golly, it's slime full and running over. The fish pond's run over. The pond down here, they had to close the road. Also, a tree blew down on my power line down into this road, big old oak tree. We was out of power for 7 hours. So anyway, that when we woke up the next morning, we didn't have no power. And then the power company come out and they had to replace a bunch of the wire. And right before that, some girl come around. It's right on the curb, but you can handle the curb at 70 or 80 miles an hour. But she must have been going faster because she lost control, skidded off the road and hit a telephone pole. And that put our power out the week before for a while. Anyway, like I said, crazy stuff going on. All right. Now, then what got crazier is over to Augusta, Georgia, and Dublin, Georgia, and all the way up to Tennessee, South Carolina, they had major flooding and winds. And it just seemed like the storm intensified and blowed out like that. So, and then I seen a video. Now, I don't pay much attention to all this hocus pocus, but I seen a video where a guy showed something happening at another place that made the water dance up and down. Y'all might have seen it like a conspiracy theory thing. Anyway, he showed the river in Tennessee doing the same dance right before the storm intensified, and he claims they shooting HARP, radar, laser beams or something into the cloud cover or creating a storm. Maybe they making the storms. I don't know. See, I know we've always had hurricanes before technology come along, but it does seem like they're getting worse. Anyway, with that being said, also, we're going to have 2 moons this month. How about that? We got some kind of asteroid that's going to come and go around and around with our moon. And so now we're going to have 2 moons, they say. I ain't seen it yet, but I've heard about it. Okay, that being said, some kind of powerful telescope has detected a fleet of spaceships coming towards Earth. But they're light years away, but they're traveling at light speed. Anyway, they said that. Now, that ain't been on the main news, so I don't know if that's true or not, but it said some of them probably was big as the state of Rhode Island. I mean, that's a huge ship, but they know they're not an asteroid or a star because they keep correcting their course as they go along. They can move here, move there, move up, move down, boom, 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 boom. So they said it couldn't be a asteroid. It could be, I don't know. And then again, right after the storm got over, and people still, there's no electricity in Augusta, Georgia that I know of yet, and all up in there. They still people that ain't been found. They still out hunting people. All right, now I seen another conspiracy theory where a man was saying that that area of North Carolina, Tennessee, and North Carolina where the storm hit the worst has the biggest deposit of lithium, which is what goes on these batteries that blow up, by the way. And anyway, and he thinks the government made the storm go over there trying to push people out and buy up the land. Actually, some big lithium companies already buying up land up there. It's what he said now. I don't know about that. So take that with a grain of salt. Don't repeat it and say I said it, because I didn't, because I don't know. Don't even know what lithium is. Anyway, here's another thing. Now, I do know this, because I got family up there. Conyers, Georgia had a big chemical plant catch on fire and blow up, and had to evacuate the whole side of the town over towards the northeast, I believe it was, and then it burned, and it's still burning. Last night they had the fire shifted, so they had to evacuate the other side. And that's crazy. All this flood water we have is coming down our river. Somebody told me, don't take this with a grain of salt too, that the river's going to crest at where it goes in before it goes out in the Lake Blasher. They said 29 feet above flood level. Well, the biggest flood I've ever seen in my life was 23 foot above it. So that went over the roofs of houses. 29, I can't imagine that. I hope they're wrong and all. But anyway, you know, we got all this crazy stuff going on. Then we got an election coming up. And I try to stay out of politics because I don't. Everybody's got their own opinion, and everybody likes their people and whatever. Anyway, we got an election year coming up. We got a war in Israel that's intensified. And now, to throw more gas on the fire, we got the union striking for the longshoremen. All the ports from Texas all the way up to Rhode Island are shut down. And you know what? That means everything's going to go up higher in price. So we in a world of trouble, folks, I'm telling you. So go out there and play some music and have some fun while you can. Because it looks like we may be struggling to eat before we know it. And get you some seed, plant a seed in the ground. You can plant mustard greens, turnip greens, collard greens right now. I guarantee you, and get you a good meal. I love them. So y'all stay safe out there, and thank you for stopping by. People on Facebook, watch out for the scammers. People on YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you stay safe.